This is the story of cruelty. Animal cruelty. Someone left a mother dog and her 9 tiny puppies on an empty road on a cold winter night. But wait, to understand the whole story, let's start with the start. It was a quiet winter night. The kind of cold that makes your hands numb and your breath heavy. On Valroy Road, not a single person was around. Suddenly, a car came speeding through the darkness. Its headlights lit up the empty road. It slowed down in the middle of nowhere. What happened next was heartbreaking. The car door opened, and a scared dog with 9 little puppies was thrown out. The driver didn't stop or look back. He simply drove away, leaving them shivering in the cold. The mother dog stood there, confused and scared, trying to protect her babies. They had no food, no shelter, only darkness and freezing wind around them. They were left to survive alone, not knowing what would happen next. The mother dog, only 3 years old, was named Ella. She didn't understand what had just happened. One moment she was sitting in a car, warm and calm. The next moment she was on a cold, hard road, trying to protect her tiny puppies. Her body was weak, thin, and injured. But she didn't care about the pain. All that mattered to her was her babies. She moved around them quickly, licking them, nudging them, trying to keep them close. The freezing wind was sharp. She feared it would take her puppies away. Her babies were too young to even open their eyes. Their small cries mixed with the cold night air. The road was dark, empty, and full of danger. Ella was scared. She didn't know why this had happened or what would come next. But she didn't give up. Just when it felt like hope was gone, a light appeared on the road. A man was driving home late that night. He was tired and only wanted to rest. But something on the road made him slow down. A cardboard box sat in the middle of the street. Beside it, something moved. He leaned forward to look closer. What he saw broke his heart. A mother dog and her puppies, alone, cold, and shivering in the night. Without wasting a second, the man pulled out his phone and called McNeely Family Rescue and Sanctuary, a small group known for helping animals in need. Even though it was late at night, someone answered. He told them everything he saw. His voice was shaking as he spoke, still shocked by what he had found. The rescue team didn't waste any time. They grabbed warm blankets, supplies, and rushed into their truck. They knew every second mattered. When they arrived at the scene, their hearts broke. Ella stood over her puppies, shivering, weak and covered in wounds. The wind was strong and cold, and it felt like ice against the skin. Ella was thin, her ribs clearly showing. She was in pain, but she didn't move from her babies. The team worked gently. They picked up the tiny puppies one by one and wrapped them in warm blankets. They spoke softly to Ella, trying to calm her. She didn't resist. She looked at them as if she knew they came to help. Out of 9 puppies, only 2 survived the cold and the fall. They were later named Aurora and Enzo. Both were hurt. Their tiny bodies had soft tissue injuries, but they were alive. And that gave the rescuers a reason to keep going. The other 7 didn't make it. The rescue team was heartbroken, but there was no time to stop. They focused on saving the ones still breathing. At the sanctuary, things moved fast. Ella and her puppies were given warm blankets, heaters, and soft beds. Vets checked their injuries, while staff members gave them gentle care. They were fed, cleaned, and comforted. As the days passed, Ella slowly began to feel safe. She started eating again. The shaking in her body stopped. She watched her 2 babies closely, as if afraid to blink. Her eyes were tired, filled with sadness, as if she knew what she had lost. But the team made sure she didn't feel alone. And then, something beautiful happened. Aurora and Enzo, the 2 tiny puppies who had survived, started getting stronger. They opened their little eyes and took their first steps. Soon, they were wobbling around, trying to play. Their tails wagged with joy, and soft barks filled the room. Ella, still tired but healing, stayed close. She gently pushed them with her nose, helping them stand, guiding them like a loving mother. She was teaching them how to be strong, how to live. The man who found them, William, came to visit every day. He couldn't forget the night he saw them on the road. He posted about the rescue on social media and wrote, "How can someone leave a dog and her puppies on the road like that? How can anyone be so cruel?" The post spread quickly. People from the community saw it and were deeply touched. Donations started coming in: food, toys, blankets, and even money. Pet stores gave supplies. A local vet clinic offered free care. Volunteers came to help. One day, a group of school children visited the rescue. They brought handmade toys and soft blankets. The children sat beside Ella, petting her gently. For the first time, Ella laid her head in a child's lap and closed her eyes. She knew she was safe now. The founder of the rescue, April McNeely, often spoke about the night Ella was saved. "There's no reason in this world to treat animals like that," she would say, her voice filled with both strength and sadness. "But this is why we keep fighting, for dogs like Ella." Just as Ella was getting better, something unexpected happened. William, the man who found her and called for help, had posted the story online. People were shocked, sad, and angry, but one comment stood out. It said, "I know who owns Ella. Contact me. We need to catch the person who did this." William was surprised. He reached out to the person right away. The person gave him some important details about Ella's past. Without wasting any time, William contacted the police and handed over everything he had learned. The police took the case seriously. They asked William to stop posting about the story for a while so they could investigate quietly. What they discovered was heartbreaking. The man who had left Ella and her puppies on the road wasn't just cruel, he was mentally unstable. Ella belonged to his wife, who had passed away from cancer. He had never liked dogs, but his wife had loved Ella dearly. After her death, the man felt no reason to keep the dog or her puppies. So one cold night, he drove to Valroy Road and left them behind. Even before his wife passed, Ella had given birth to 9 puppies. But the man didn't care. He only wanted to be free of the responsibility. So he did the unthinkable. When William heard the full story from the police, his heart sank. He shared the truth on social media when the police allowed him. People everywhere were heartbroken. They sent messages of love, hope, and healing for Ella. The man was caught and sent to a treatment center for help. Ella's story became more than just a rescue. It became a message. Schools used it to teach kindness. Workshops were set up to help children understand how to treat animals. Local leaders even placed cameras on Valroy Road to stop future cases of cruelty. And then came a moment no one expected. A kind family who had followed Ella's journey from the beginning reached out to the sanctuary. They had seen every update, read every post, and felt a connection. They didn't want just one dog. They wanted Ella, Aurora, and Enzo, all together. The sanctuary didn't say yes right away. They invited the family to visit, to meet Ella and the puppies, to spend time together. Visit after visit, it became clear. This family truly cared. When the day finally came for Ella to leave, it was emotional. The rescue team had loved her like their own, but they also knew she was ready. Ella had survived the cold, the loss, the pain, and now she had a home.